What's up, guys? My name's Anthony, and you are watching Crypto Ride, the YouTube channel that helps you navigate the crazy ups and downs of the cryptocurrency asset class through crypto news videos, technical analysis videos like the one you're about to watch, and crypto project reviews. Last week, we did a bit of a project review on the Zilliqa altcoin. This was on June 4th, and I'm going to show you what's happened since then on the charts. But I also want to mention, just since that video, we have moved up from 46 overall by market cap to 35 overall. So Zilliqa has moved up 11 spots in the top cryptocurrencies by market capitalization and is now number 35 out of the top 100 overall. So the project is still on the move, and I'm going to show you in this video why it's still not too late, in my opinion. And of course, nothing's guaranteed. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor, but I still don't think it's too late for you to get into Zilliqa if you haven't bought already. So let's take a look at the charts. Before I talk about the pattern that I want to talk about, I first want to talk about when I made my last video and just show you what this has done. So we talked about 11 places on the charts. This yellow arrow was June 4th. And if you just take a look here, from the valley to the peak here, it rose 83.65%, almost 84% since I talked about this coin just last week. So it's still moving. It remains one of the hottest altcoins, but I want to talk to you about a pattern called a rounded bottom chart pattern. So when I said watch this pattern, what we're looking at is a rounded bottom chart pattern. This was the image that you saw on your thumbnail. And what I'd like to talk about is just how long this is. Now, mind you, we're looking at weekly charts here. So before I go any further and explain what this is, I want to just show you how many days this has been. This has been just about a year. So watch this. This is the daily chart now. And if I take this measured from, let's say, the peak over here to over here where we just closed, we're looking at 361 bars. A bar is a candle is a day at this point. So again, what we're looking at is almost a year in the making of this pattern. And if you know much about technical analysis and chart patterns, or I guess if you don't know much about it, the longer it takes for a pattern to form, usually the more explosive the breakout is. So even though we've come from here to here, I'm here to tell you that it is possible that we're going higher. But before I go any further, I just want to remind you guys to go ahead and like the video. That small act of kindness really helps grow the channel, and I appreciate it a lot. Also, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you're passionate about cryptocurrency and including cryptocurrency in your overall wealth building strategy. But let's get back into this. So rounded bottom chart pattern. Let's talk about what this is. And this pattern is directly from Tom Bolkowski's Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. It is a textbook pattern. I want to talk about this a little bit with you. Rounding bottoms are chart patterns that are difficult to spot unless you look on the weekly scale. So I started with the weekly scale at first, and you can see we clearly saw it there, so that's a good thing. The break-even performance rank is small, which means there's a small percent that this doesn't break out higher and that it just falls, and the average rise is large. So we're talking about a big potential breakout. Remember, nothing's guaranteed. So they show good performance. Be careful midway through the turn, since price sometimes shoots up only to drop back down. But let's take a closer look at this chart. So here was the rise and the fall here midway through. This was on March 9th. This was when we had the crazy dump from the pandemic, when the whole cryptocurrency market dumped. But what I want to say to you is, in the case of Zilliqa, this dump actually wasn't that bad. A couple things I want to point out about this pattern also is the length of it, of course, which I mentioned. I also want to talk about the increasing volume. That is a good sign over time, and just the pureness of it. So basically, when we're looking for the rounded bottom, we are looking to round, come flat, round, and come back up. Now, there's a couple things that could happen. Number one, we could continue shooting straight up. I'm going to tell you why I don't think that's likely. Number two is we could form what you'd call a handle and then shoot up. So, right, we got the rounded bottom, but what I really think this is going to be is a cup and handle pattern. So take a look at this. This is what a cup and handle pattern. So got the rounded bottom forming the cup from the left lip to the right lip. gets all the way up to that, and then it will fall, making what kind of looks like a bullish flag pattern. And then once the flag breaks out past the top here, past the highest point of the right lip, then it should be off to the races, and we will continue the breakout moving further upwards. So yeah, it's possible for this thing to go further upwards. So let's take a little bit deeper of a look here. At the yellow line up top is basically the peak of the left lip of your cup or your rounded bottom, right? So there's your left lip right there. And we're going to take that across to the right lip. And basically, a breakout is confirmed when you break out above and close above this lip. So as you can see here, we did break out above and close above, but then we fell right back down. So this is telling me we could be looking at some sort of a handle. And the other thing that supports this, and you know, I've been reading a lot about trading, and I'm getting deeper and deeper into swing trading myself, and you're always looking for a confluence of different indicators and patterns. So you've got the pattern, right? You've got a really clear, clean pattern here, which is nice because a lot of times when you look at the charts, patterns aren't clean like this. So it's nice to see something pure. So we're at 74. We were as high as 88. That is extremely overbought. So what that means is this is due for a correction. It's due to come right back down. And of course, that also makes sense with how quickly this has risen. So it should come down a little bit more. How far down? You know, I'm not going to make any predictions or anything, but I would say we could probably fall around 2.2 cents, 2.3 cents. Also, if you're thinking or wondering how long this might take, the estimate that I've read about would be 7 days. So I would say 1 to 2 weeks, think 7 to 14 days to watch this thing to fall a little bit. How high could this thing go? Well, the general rule of thumb is you measure from the left lip to the bottom of the rounded bottom. So in this case, our lowest point is right around here. If we take that right there, and then what would happen is we would pull this up top. So how high could this go? Well, what if I told you 5.1 cents if it broke out to its fullest potential? What's the likelihood of that happening? Not very high. A more conservative way to do this is to take roughly half of the breakout price, which would bring us to about 3.9 cents, maybe 4 cents. So a more conservative, I don't want to say prediction, but a more conservative breakout would be roughly to 4 cents or 3.9 cents if you're trying to swing trade it, okay? That is very possible right now over the course of the next, I'd say, 1 to 2 months. Remember, it's not going to shoot straight up. It's going to happen in waves because stock markets and, of course, cryptocurrency markets and chart patterns always move in waves. Let me know in the comments section if you're considering buying Zilliqa right now. Also, let me know in the comment section if you watched my first video. I would love to hear from you again. Hopefully, you've enjoyed the TA video. Okay, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you join our community. And on that note, I will see you in the next video. Enjoy the ride.